Mm.
Nabasa ko po sa inyong social media post na inyo pong hinahamon na maging lead prosecutor dito laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte, si House Justice Committee Chairwoman Representative Luis Tro. At kahapon nga, inilabas na po at kabilang po siya sa 11 mga prosecutor. At ano po ang masasabi niyo po dito? Meron pang isa na maliban doon sa hamon na maging lead prosecutor siya, Chief. Pati yung ano, yung hindi kukuha ng private prosecutor. Ano pong masasabi niyo
Yes
po, Atty.?
po. Yes po, no. Yes, I'm happy that I don't know whether or not she accepted the challenge but I'm happy that now she is part of the prosecution team. And in fact, siya ang number one dyan no, sa screen. So ibig sabihin, malamang siya ang head prosecutor. Thank you so much. No? At least you will prove to the whole world that you're capable to do it. Now, with respect to the, wag na po kayo mag-hire talaga ng private prosecutor. Sabihin mo na matagal na hindi na sa practice, no? Alam mo, muscle memory po natin yan as lawyers, kung trial practitioner po tayo. I know Attorney Kit Flores, colleague ko yan dito sa Davao City, is a very, very good lawyer. And anong muscle memory na po namin yan? And you don't need to say na matagal na hindi practice, hindi nyo na marunong. Parang sinasabi mo, matagal ka nang hindi nakapag-drive, hindi ka na makapag-drive. So you don't need to hire private prosecutors. Gagastos na naman po tayo niyan. Ang laki-laki ng charge. And the lawyers will be billing you most. No? And sino naman po na naman ang pababayarin ninyo sa mga private prosecutors? Taong bayan na naman. Pera, taxpayers money naman. Maawa naman po tayo. Wala na pong pera. Wala na pong pera ang gobyerno. Wala na pong puno na ubos na yung kaban. Kumbaga, why not give it to the poor na lang po? No? So, you prosecute. You have built a case, you conducted a mini trial, and you have been talking in front of the microphone, telling the people that it is not defensible and that mahirap even if you belong to the defense panel, mahirap i-depensahan, and that you have a solid case, you found probable cause and everything, you have taken that AMC record, show it to the public, show it how you present your evidence. Now in a court wherein everything is fair, wherein the other party could properly object, could properly argue with you, could properly present its own evidence. Yan po ang bloodbath. Tingnan na po natin. Now you join the fray. Let us see if how good your words was when you said it. So walk the talk, and thank you so much for walking the talk.
Opo. Meron naman pong pahayag ang Congresswoman ng Batangas na si Luis Tro na kung siya daw ay magiging depensa ng pangalawang Pangulo, ay mahihirapan daw siya sa impeachment na reklamo laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ano po masasabi niyo po?
Sabi niya yun because she wants to prove, to condition the mind of the public. But if I am that particular issue's defense counsel, I would tell him that I have good evidence to destroy that, no? In fact, if only, hindi lang kasi ako, yung kasing galing talaga ng mga defense counsel ni BP Inday Sara, but I'm willing to address that matter against her. That I could defend it, and I could prove to you head on that meron pong mga defenses po. I will not be telling this so that you will also know how to research on how to. No? But I'll give a tip of the iceberg. Now, the question is that when those evidences presented, especially those new evidences not attached in the complaint, the affidavit, Madriaga, and new personalities, bakit sinali siya and wala naman siya sa impeachment complaint? That is a legitimate objection. As well at yung pag-disclose sa public records ng AMLC. It's tainted, it's poisonous, and therefore, is it admissible or not? Is it questionable at the very least? No, it will go on to the manner on how they gathered all this evidence. If they have all the evidence at the time that na-file ang impeachment complaint, then that should be it, determine probable cause. But if you subpoena and gather all evidence to make your case very strong, then you are no longer an investigating prosecutor. You are already the complainant. Then that is the thing that I will really address during the hearing in the impeachment court,
Opo.
if given a chance.
Opo. Attorney, dito po tayo sa issue naman po kay Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Meron po ba
Yes, sir.
kayong nakitang red flag? Dahil ito na nga, meron siyang arrest warrant mula sa ICC. Tapos, bago pa ito na inilantad, naririnig na yan, pero bago pa tuloy ang kinumpirma na meron niyang arrest warrant, meron pang subpina sa kanya ang CIDG. Meron po
Yes.
ba kayong nakitang red flag ukol po doon? Meron palang subpina, so mas iiral yung investigation or ano ba ang sinasabi po ng patakaran sa batas?
Yes, it's funny, no? Ang CIDG nag-issue ng subpoena, tapos ang NBI rin, pwede rin po maka-issue ng subpoena actually, no? So, i-compare ko lang mga agencies. However, is that subpoena na in-issue nila is, pwede bang hindi sundin yan ng respondent? And the answer is yes. Because while they could invite, gina-term lang nila yan na subpoena, no? But technically speaking, they do not have subpoena powers. They have the power to invite personalities for investigation. Now, if they decline and they invoke that they would not participate in such investigation, especially when it would lead now to a custodial investigation or interrogation into commission of an offense, then you could invoke, no, we will not do that. You go to the court. That's why they cannot force, no? Even if na meron pong subpoena, they could not issue a request for an issuance of a warrant of arrest, much less sila mismo hindi sila pwede makapaghuli. Kaya nga, nagulat ako when they said that if hindi daw sundin yung subpoena is that they will go after Senator Bato de la Rosa. That statement is ridiculous, or at the very least, panakot na sa taong bayan. So anytime that they have this subpoena is that kailangan magkandara pa tayo magpunta. No, we are not mandated to go there. They were not mandated to attend any investigation. We are only mandated if it is the court that issues subpoenas. In fact, ang DOJ nga, if they issue subpoenas for you to attend, if you do not attend, what is the consequence? The consequence is that it would be adverse to your case, no? But with respect to subpoena proper, wherein you will be issued a bench warrant kung hindi ka sakaling mag-attend, it would be the courts. Siya lang po yan. Pag hindi ka magsunod sa order ng korte, papahuli ka. But ito pong mga executive agencies, CIDG, NBI, wala po yan sila. Subpoena nila or yun pong pag-invite for investigation is just an invitation. If you will not go there, then they cannot do anything about it. So yun po, ang klaro po yan ha, para po maintindihan ng sambayanan. Baka kasi nagkakaroon na masyado ng overreach ito mga tao dito, the feel of power, and they will do that, no? So, yun po, that is the red flag that I see po, Sir Admar.
Opo, attorney, ito rin po ba yung dahilan kung bakit sa tingin niyo po wala talagang kaso dito po sa Pilipinas? Ito pong si Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa and dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte kaugnay dito po sa kinakaharap nila na reklamo dyan po sa ICC para yung ICC na lamang po diretso at wala nang, kumbaga wala nang hindrances, attorney?
Well, if you're saying kung wala kaso, hindi, no? What the real test should have been that it should have been filed here in the Philippines, no? So that ang ating pong courts ang mag-determine. Bakit? Number one is alam ng judges ang terrain natin dito. But in ICC kasi, hindi alam ng terrain doon ng mga judges. Ano ba ang nangyayari talaga sa Davao City? Is this just a word in order just to panakot ito sa mga criminals? Or is it really being done? In fact, the judges there do not even speak English. So, how would they even understand what's happening here when they cannot even speak English, no? Here in our courts, it should have been filed. And sabihin nila, we cannot get justice here. Oh, come on. That is not true. You are the administration now. And to see how extensive the use of power that you are doing it, the people can see it. Go to the Senate halls, ilang thousands ang hinuli si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. You can do that. And when you say that we cannot get justice here, you have all the powers na we could see the vast powers at saka yung ginagawa po no para dito. So you could have filed it here in the Philippines and exercise these powers that you think that could protect no the integrity of any investigation as well as prosecution of the offense against the accused. Pero ayaw nyo talaga dito sa Pilipinas lang because you want to hide in the comforts of that hall sa foreign justice in order po talaga problema mo na yun doon. Tawanan na lang natin. Fait accompli na nandoon na siya nakaupo. Problema na niya magsagot. And they know for a fact na, siyempre, hindi siya bibitawan doon. Kaya hindi man naiintindihan ng mga foreign courts doon ano nangyayari. With more reason, they would be cautious enough. No? So that's what they want. No? To get rid of a problem by throwing them to another country. Why don't we face it in our country? Would you like that to happen when the time comes? It would be your time to face this kind of music, di ba? So, that's what I'm trying to say, Sir Admar, no? Dito dapat sa Pilipinas ang kaso.
Opo. Binansagan po na court of last resort, ito pong International Criminal Court. Ang ibig sabihin po ba nito, dapat exhaust muna lahat ng mga usaping legal dito muna sa bansa natin bago tayo mag last resort doon sa korte sa ICC po, attorney?
Alam niyo po, yung ICC exists as the court if there is no more courts functioning in a certain country. Like, for example, yung nagkagwera, nagkaroon ng apartheid, ng patayan doon sa somewhere in Africa at wala na po nag-function ang kanilang institutions and department. Then after that, nung na-restore ang order, they were arrested and tried in a criminal court. Because yun nga, wala na nag-exist. This is how it is. Now, as long as our laws and our institutions are properly functioning, it should be tried here first. Yan ang rule eh. Even the ICC would say, kaya niyo yan, wag muna kami. But of course, if you file it, you insist, and they will try to prove for whatever reason that they will present, no? And the ICC will believe, they will just follow the trail. They will just follow what was presented to them. Take note that when they presented evidence, there was no chance for the respondent to respond. All evidences na ibigay ni prosecutor can, I think, no? Lahat, no? So when he was, when this team of investigators were cuddled here in the Philippines to investigate with all, again, the taxpayers' money just to establish a case against the former president. So, ibig sabihin din, it was really shown na parang talagang meron case. So, that's the reason why ICC assumed jurisdiction. They hide the fact that here in the Philippines, our courts are functioning, that they could seek justice. Ang dami po tumatakbo ngayon sa korte. Halos nga, ang dami, almost every day, meron nakukonvict, may na-acquit in a criminal cases, sa civil cases, nag-function. Meron ba tayong hindi nag-function dito? It should have been here. And I would not even say that the ICC could just simply intervene, no? Because of if the country is working, no, and the institutions are working. So it's really an overstep. It's an overreach. But nevertheless, it was a planned thing to do because the narrative that the prosecution did to influence the ICC into this kind of action was really planned, no? And talagang ginasusan talaga at talagang pinaghandaan, no? Yan problema, saan po ginamit o kanino pong pera ang ginamit in order to have this kind of para po ipatakbo itong kaso. Kawawa naman tayo mga Pilipino.
Opo, sino naman po kaya ang mag-a-assess kung hindi gumagalaw o hindi umiiral ang justice system sa ating bansa? Sila ba ang magsasabi, ang ICC? Needed ba ng opinion mula sa Supreme Court na siyang may hawak ng mga korte sa ating bansa? Ang Philippine government ba? Or sadyang pinili lang itong kaso po ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at ngayon Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa? Kasi napakarami pong mga high profile na mga kaso po
Exactly.
sa bansa. Meron pa nga yung, kung maalala nyo po, yung sa Maguindanao Massacre na napakarami
Yes.
din po yung involved, though umabot
Yes.
ng mahigit isang dekada ata bago nagkaroon ng desisyon. Pero meron pong paggalaw at napakarami
Yes.
pang mga dating presidente, mga kinasuhan, umiiral. Bakit
Yes.
sadyang ito lang yung parang inamin na dito lang kami walang hindi gumana yung justice system, attorney?
Actually, the narrative that they are playing talaga is so funny but hurting in a sense that, of course, the old man very much loved by the people because, as I said, the ordinary Filipino people felt na talaga meron tayong kakapi, meron tayong somebody who will stand with us and fight for us in case na inaapi tayo. And they want to get rid of that. And that I could not understand. No? So it is actually a political persecution. Dapat po sana hindi rin gamitin para for political persecution itong kaso at na-file sa ICC. And ICC should have seen that. No? Kaya nga, ako naman, well, yung jurisdiction-wise na ano ni Kaufman, na deny and everything, pati ano. However, on the merits, I still would feel and I would still pray hard that the ICC will realize that this is clear political persecution. And kailangan po magkaroon na po ng trial pass doon sa ICC or at magkaroon na po ng decision kung ano ba talaga. Let us see how they will rule. But I would really feel that I think ICC will acquit the former president because this is clear political persecution po. To answer your question, tama po kayo, no? The Maguindanao Massacre. And ano pa, yung mga highest ranking officials natin na napaila ng kaso. Say, look, former Senator Bong Revilla is in jails right now, no? So it is running. It is tapos nga in fact meron daw ipa-file na mga cases, no. Although the problem is that until now, wala po talagang pang ipinail dito sa mga big fishes ng flood control. Now, is it because our courts are not functioning? No, because the prosecution is trying to hold that. Bakit po? We could only surmise, we could only speculate that, ano ba ito? Pinagbabargain niyo ito for a conviction vote? Are you bargaining this in order for something that you would want? No, until ngayon po, wala pa pong na-file na plunder case kay Romualdez. Sinabing merong ipa-file. May findings ang task force nila. Meron na bang warrant of arrest issued? None. Now, with respect to the other big fish, yung mga congressman sa Maleta, none. Now, here is a situation wherein bakit naku-hold yung prosecution against these personalities. Pero yung dating senador na wala na in power, hindi na relevant ang kanyang vote, pakulong natin. Sample yan para pakita sa taong bayan now. See? Pag hindi kayo magsunod sa amin, sabihin doon sa mga, di ba? Then, we will do this the same to you. Wala po, no? Aside from the fact, yung mga siguro yung nasa DPWH. But yung iba naman nasa state witness. Ang pinafry nila yung mga contractors. Gumugulong for the ordinary civilians. But to the high-profile people, those elected officials that were mentioned, no? Why is it no plunder case filed yet? Laruin natin. Tingnan natin. Let us see. I-analyze po natin. Meron po ba na i-file? And dami-dami yung sinabi ni Siguro si Saldico because he's irrelevant. He is no longer an elective official. Meron. O yun. Pero other than that, yung na-mention ni Saldico, yung na-mention sa affidavit ni Gutesa, kasi ginamit po sa ombudsman yung kaso against Romualdez, yung kay Gutesa. Why is it the others wala pa ina-file? So yun po, no? Selective prosecution perpetuated here by this particular administration. They choose when to attack, when to go back, when to bite, and when to scratch, at kailan din silang hindi. Tatahimik sila, at kailan sila tatahol. That's the problem.
Huli na lang po mula
End
sa
of the
akin na attorney, ano po sa tingin ninyo, meron na bang senyales, sintomas, patungo na ba tayo or nandito na ba tayo sa tinatawag na constitutional crisis?
We are. Definitely we are now, no? It's not only a constitutional crisis. It is a turmoil in the Philippines. Chaotic po talaga ang Pilipinas. Hindi lang yung ramdam, but technically speaking, ang gulo na po, no? When the three great departments of the government are not in incoherence with each other, meron pong kaguluhan na ganyan, then really, we are in a crisis, no? If not, a turmoil in the Philippines. Kailangan po talaga i-fix ito. Kailangan po urgent po. Later on po, it will have a domino effect on the reputation, the image, at saka doon po sa ating economy. Mas lalo po tayong babagsak. Yung mga basic services na needed na pagtuunan ng pansin, hindi na po napapansin. Yung mga legislation na para po dapat sa mga ibigay sa mga tao, hindi na po nagagawa. So, ibig sabihin, nade-deprive po yung community, yung ordinary Filipino people because of this crisis. Ito pong bangayan, ito pong labanan na ito. This should stop already.
Opo, attorney, reaction po ninyo kaugnay nga doon sa naging tensyon dyan sa Senado muna matapos nga nagkaroon ng habulan sa pagitan ni Senator Bato de la Rosa at ng mga NBI agents dahil nga isisilbi sana itong allegedly in arrest warrant ng ICC kay Senator Bato.
Well, it was a sad day that happened. No? On that day, no, what happened was a sad thing. Because parang mayroon pong, talagang piniprevent po siya na mag-exercise sa kanyang right na sa legislator to participate in the proceedings at saka to cast vote. Kasi talaga, I don't believe na yung pag-serve ng warrant at paghuli sa kanya was really in parang it was a duty, no. It was really to suppress him, to stop him from exercising his right to vote. Kasi alam po nila, tabla talaga eh. And they were going to get the majority that day, no. And they want to preserve that kasi kakatapos lang nga ng articles of impeachment, ng 1/3 vote sa plenary. They are afraid na kailangan basbasan natin to, so they have the control, the rules, no, the majority. So that's what happened, no. It was sad, but mabuti na lang din ang Panginoon po is mabait at talagang nakapagboto po talaga si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kaya po siya po ang hero ngayon ng mga kasamahan po, no, natin lahat.
Opo. Attorney, tama ho ba ang ginawa ng Senado rin na isailalim siya sa Senate Protective Custody?
Yeah, they should, no? Although there is nothing in the rules which says that, but they should because there is really a threat, no, to arrest a colleague, no. And besides, meron po tayong tinatawag na tinatawag natin ng co-equal po kasi ang legislative at saka executive department, no, by intruding in that premises in the success doon sa Senate facility, sa building, that would tantamount po, no, to a parang encroachment to the authority of this Senate, no. So ibig sabihin po ba, wala pong process na tama, no. Hindi naman, I think what Senator De La Rosa is trying to say, wag mo naman akong pigilan gawin ang trabaho ko, no. Kasi meron po talagang process I mean, the process as I understand what John B. Cremulya wanted to follow, no, na dalhin po talaga ang warrant doon po sa local judge, and the judge will determine its validity kung valid ba yun o hindi.
At yung ginawa po ng NBI laban po kay Senator Bato de la Rosa, nakikita rin ho ba ninyo na may liability po doon sa kampo po ng mga NBI agents na humabol nga dito kay Senator Bato de la Rosa na nag-cause din sa kanya ng baga nagkaroon siya ng injury, no, doon sa kanyang mga daliri, may mga nabugbog pa na mga empleyado umano ng Senado.
Yes, sir. In fact, as the least that they would get would be Article 145 sa Revised Penal Code, no? May kulong provision po yun that i-prevent mo yung legislator to perform his functions, no, during the time na open po session at the same time. Like ngayon, hindi nila talaga gusto nila hulihin para hindi makapagboto, no. And then, the same time, yun pong mga physical injuries sa kamay po ni Senator De La Rosa, pati yung pong nabugbog, no? Meron po talagang consequence ang mga action nila, criminal, civil, and administrative liability. In fact, I could even say na yun pong si Senator Trillanes might be included for usurpation of authority. No? Kasi nagtataka tayo, bakit hawak-hawak niya yung ICC warrant? Dinideny nga na hindi pa nga nakapa-receive ang PSTC, pati ang DOJ. So, what's happening, no? Bakit nasa kanya? And bakit super powerful po yung tao? Tingnan mo, if you'll see in the screen, talaga pinipakita pa niya. Bakit meron siyang kopya ng ganun? To think that he is a private citizen, he's a private individual, unless siya po na-deputize po na Interpol na siya or sheriff ba siya ng ICC for that matter.
Ano pong nakikita ninyong kaso kaya kung sakali man may nakikita kayong violation niya dito kay Antonio Trillanes sa ginawa po niya diyan na parang ang tanong nga ng nakararami, siya na ba yung sheriff? Siya na ba yung yan ba yung papel niya ngayon diyan sa ICC? Ano ho bang masasabi po ninyo? Kaso na possible mapanagot itong si Antonio Trillanes kung meron man.
Yes, sir. Usurpation po, no, of authority na he is claiming to be when he is not, no. And besides, yun po ang pinaka nakikita natin, no, pinag-aralan natin. And ang tanong po, sir, no, ito po yung bakit kanya hawak yun? And after that, no, when he disclosed that, moments after, ang ICC nagpalabas ng video na inunseal nila. Ibig sabihin po, sealed pala yan siya ever since in 2025. Ngayon, dahil pinalabas ni Trillanes, na-unseal ito. So, ibig sabihin, may leak po, no? Within the institution of ICC, may leak. Bakit nakarating sa kanya? In fact, alam na natin yung leak na yun. Sabi nga ni Boying Rimulya, meron doon sa cellphone niya. But he was very, very cautious not to present ito ng media. Pero ito si Trillanes po, talagang pinresenta niya, no? Talagang pangpanakot, no? And he said kasi doon sa statement niya, nandito ako, pinatawag ako ni Bato, So, ayun, kinasahan ko siya. But maybe we'll make sure that this will be enforced, no? So, ibig sabihin, he is a private citizen. He's a private individual. What right does he have para to push this to enforce this warrant, no? And na parang it appears pa na yung NBI is parang under his command, no? It appears, no? Siyempre, siya po ang nagdidictate, no? So, yun po ang mga observation po natin, sir.
Opo. Attorney, ang tama bang sinasabi ng mga kritiko ni Senator Bato de la Rosa na kung sana ay sumuko na lamang itong si Senator Bato voluntarily sa mga otoridad, ay naiwasan na sana itong gulo dyan sa Senado?
No, that's wrong, no? There is no issue that Senator de la Rosa would want to face this, no? But they have to undergo that process, no? Ito po, ang ibig ko sabihin kasi sa batas natin is that while we have withdrawn, that meron po tayong tawag na yung competent judicial authority. Yun pong papeles, yun pong warrant na yan, dadalhin po yan dapat ng Interpol in coordination with yung ating transnational crime doon po sa local court natin, to judge, to determine its validity, kung maayos. But parang a foreign order cannot just simply papasok po dito po sa ating country at i-enforce unceremoniously. Hindi naman po pwede yun. Dadaan po talaga yan. In fact, ang Rome Statute po nagsasabi na dadaan talaga dapat sa local courts natin. A competent judicial authority. Remember po niyo sa panahon ni Tatay Digong, the DOJ claimed that they are the competent judicial authority. Diba? Kaya nakalusot yun. At pinasa doon si Tatay Digong. Now, they are claiming, no? They are claiming that they are, that they do not need that. Kasi dapat po kasi dumaan po talaga sa local court. And yun po ang gusto ni Sir Bato, so that he will be given an opportunity to question its validity. At meron po tayong pending motion na habeas corpus, pati yung pending motion na pinail po na yung clarification on how it should be done, no, kung meron po tayong foreign order or foreign warrants like this one. They cannot just come into our state and to our country and say, oh, gawin namin yan, hulihin namin tao. You cannot do that. That's absurd. Compare ko po nga ito doon sa, although different, no? Para kunyari, may nag-divorce po, mag-asawa po dito sa Pilipinas, isang foreigner at saka isang Pilipino. At pagdating po doon sa abroad, nag-divorce po yung foreigner. Now, what happens now? Siya free to marry, tapos yung Pilipino not here. Now, if the Filipino wants to enforce that foreign judgment nung divorce doon, magpapile nga ng petition for recognition of foreign judgment dito po sa ating korte. Ibig sabihin po talaga, dadaan po sa local court to interpret, to intervene lahat po ng mga foreign orders. Example lang yun ha. What I'm trying to say is that they could not just come in and just put their feet and say, okay, kunin na namin ang tao na ito. And sadly, ang gumagawa niyan is yung mga Pilipino pa natin, the Trillanes and this administration, which means that pag masabit doon, ay sorry, kahit nagkamali kami sa rules, fait accompli na eh. Nandyan na yan eh. Siyempre, tatanggapin na rin ng ICC yan. So, wala na kami magawa. Hindi naman kami nang huli. Yun naman taon yung binigay siya. Yun po ang mga bagay dyan that they would want to skip that process na daan po sa korte because they know it will be questioned and it will reach the Supreme Court.
Opo, may itong resolusyon na nagbibigay proteksyon kay Senator Bato de la Rosa, may legal na bigat ho ba ito, attorney? Considering din kahapon, 5 senador din ang nag-oppose, o baga kumontra din, at naghain ng resolusyon na dapat voluntaryong sumuko itong si Senator Bato.
And yes, in that resolution, I think that rejecting the idea that there is such thing as Senate protective custody. Well, ang rule is that whether or not it has, no, which the rule says it does not have. The fact is that when Senator Bato de la Rosa is in that premises owned by the Senate, no, or Senate premises or that building, he is protected actually. Courtesy demands that the executive department, when they want to enforce that warrant, they should coordinate now with the Senate President. No? If the Senate President says that we are invoking our being co-equal, please wait until such time na lumabas si Senate Bato, hulihin niyo doon. But while he is in our premises, you cannot do that. Because co-equal nga eh. You cannot just intrude. Parang pupunta ka na Supreme Court, maghuli ka na isang justice. You cannot do that, no? You have to, the process, no, should be followed. And besides, that urging, no, I was really surprised with that, no, that resolution urging Bato to surrender to authorities, no. Before that, I was even more surprised when they did not even condemn the actions of the NBI and yung kaguluhan na nangyari sa Senate, no? They did not even say, kumusta na kaya yung OSAA na member na nabugbog. Walang ganun, no? Parang lack of empathy. And they were more concerned and focused on nalungkot sila na napalitan ng mayorya. They say that it was ugly because it pertains more on the process when nakuha ng majority ang camp ni Alan Peter Cayetano. It's not on the incident. It's not on what happened to a colleague na hinabol at tangkang hindi pa pabotohin. Hindi yung nabugbog and everything. No, they not have any concern on that. Yun ang painful, no? So that's the reason why I think na talagang that resolution is actually, parang pro forma lang yan, no? Senator Bato, if De La Rosa, I think, if that warrant that Trillanes is holding will be presented to a local court, he will appear and answer it, no. But right now, as I said, I think he is waiting for the resolution of the Supreme Court, which I believe, no, sa highest court, we should also now dapat for the meantime siguro to enjoin everything until such time na hindi po na nare-resolve itong very very crucial issue right now. No, it's giving us a constitutional crisis already, and it's damaging our image, our reputation, and the economy of the Philippines.
May isa pang mga argumento din po yung mga abogadong tulad po ninyo, attorney, na hindi naman po batas yung resolusyon ng Senado na nagbibigay proteksyon kay Senator Bato. Ano namang masasabi po ninyo doon?
It is not a law indeed, of course. It's just a resolution. And it would only reflect what the Senate wanted to say. However, it should be passed then and i-approve. Yung po proposed resolution pa lang yan, no? And pagbobotohan yan. Eh kapag i-reject po rin yan ng majority, well, that resolution just passed. Kung madumaan lang for discussion, for deliberation, it should be actually approved by the majority in order that it could be a binding resolution for whatever it's worth, no. Although sabi ko nga, it's just a statement, no, for inuna nang pinakita sa public, so there was already a public determination and trial on that. Kaya nag-argue tayo ngayon dito, no. So whatever will be the resolution that will happen, kung i-approve ba ito hindi, it would not be, I think, it would not bear, no. Because alam naman natin, because the majority man tayo ngayon. And they might say that, sige, we will not accept that. So ibig sabihin, at least, napatapon na nila sa public, for public opinion, no? But as I said, that is not a law, but it has some sort of an idea or what the Senate, no, thinks, no. So if that will be denied, then that is not how the Senate thinks, and they wanted that protective custody to be enforced.
So malinaw, attorney, kapag lumabas si Senator Bato sa Senado, anytime po pwede siyang arestuhin ng mga otoridad.
Yes, and I would say it's unlawful po, no? Illegal, because unless they pass through a competent judicial authority and get a let's say an affirmation na okay, pwede, okay na itong button, then that's the only time that they can do that. Right now, without that affirmation by the local judge, they cannot. You know why? Because under the Constitution, only a judge of the Philippine courts may issue a warrant of arrest. So in similarity, akin to that, is that only a local judge could confirm the validity of that foreign order of arrest by the ICC in order that it is enforceable. Yun lang po kasimple ang distinction. Dadaan po lahat sa local judge, no? Ang local judge po magdetermine whether it is enforceable o hindi. Otherwise, if they can just do that, anybody with foreign order galing sa US, sa Russia, sa Ukraine, na let's say hulhin itong mga tao na ito, can be enforced. Would they like that? If China issues an arrest order against, di ba? Against somebody here, can they just enforce and come in and get that person? Tapos ngayon, when it is an ICC, an international tribunal, automatic ba that international criminal court has authority over us, a foreign entity, and at the same time, wala na rin tayo na naka-withdraw na rin tayo sa kanila. In fact, even if hindi po naka-withdraw ang isang country, it would still pass through its local court. Yun po sinasabi sa Rome Statute It has to pass, no? Because they respect, no? Meron tayong sariling process on how to determine the validity of such and enforceability of such particular order or warrant of arrest.
Saan galing yung kapangyarihan ng NBI o mismong si Antonio Trillanes? Saan ba sila humugot para i-enforce yung arrest warrant na mula sa ICC, attorney?
Well, I think it came from the man in the High Castle. Alam mo, lahat ng trabaho po ng NBI and under the executive department, I don't believe na walang blessing ni BBM. Kasi I said in an article that I wrote, sabi ko sa kanila, if hindi nyo po alam ang pinagagawa or mali po yung pinagagawa ng mga tao ninyo, stop them. But if it is correct at tama yan, kayo po may blessing yan, then explain. Do not hide behind the comforts of your place, no? Your palace, no? And do not hide behind behind your people or your spokespersons or anybody else and let them do the dirty works. Ang gusto ko po sana is he has to, no? Our commander-in-chief should explain what's happening now. Why is it so silent? Why is it that these people who are, hindi natin alam kung saan nanggaling yung authority nga, as I said, no? We could all, but his silence would mean that siya po talaga ang may gawa ng lahat ng bagay na ito. At allowed po niya lahat na mangyari ito. Gawin niyo yan. 'Di ba? Kasi, why else? Ngayon, nagkakagulo na. Wala nga ning press conference. Wala nga ning i-address niya yung nation about what happened. Why it is should be done and everything. Silent. Nothing. So, what kind, no? What kind of leader do we have? Lalo po tayo nagkakaroon ng constitutional crisis. Kaya nga sabi ko sa kanya, if you are a leader strong enough to, you have to face us. You have to face the public. You have to face your countrymen and tell what's happening. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why don't you follow the law? Why don't we go to the process of Rome Statute? And bakit i-justify nyo, bakit hindi na tayo kailangan dumaan doon? Para maintindihan po namin. Para maintindihan po ng ordinary Filipino people. Nagkakagulo na po. Nagkakasakita na. Diba? That's my call. That's my request. No? Hindi naman ako yung nagde-demand, but request po yan. He has to do it. Sir.
Opo. Bago ko pa sa kay partner Admar, attorney, bukod
Yes, Sir
sa Pangulo, since itong isyong ito ay isyong legal, sa tingin po ninyo, yung mga petisyon na inihain po ng kampo ni Senator Bato de la Rosa ay mapapadali, magkakaroon ba ng, hindi na siguro natin sabing pressure or urgent, magkakaroon ng urgent decision yung Supreme Court pagdating sa isyong ito. Sabi mo nga, nagkakaroon na ng crisis constitutionally sa pagitan ng executive at ng legislative, kaugnay nga sa naging tension dyan sa Senado.
Yes po. In fact, affected na rin ang judiciary because the pressure is there, no? At the very least, I think the Supreme Court must at least enjoin them, no? Parang status quo muna. Hindi naman sinasabing injunction or TRO and everything. That's what I see as in my opinion. And the Supreme Court has to act on it already. Ako naman, as an officer of the court, no? I think that it's high time for the highest tribunal to act on it immediately. And kahit po na to act in the very urgent motion. No? Kasi mayroon pong talaga extremely urgent motion na i-final si Attorney Torion and his group na saying na you have to act on this, sir, the highest tribunal. No? Because nagkakagulo na. We are having a crisis now. And sana po immediately ma-act within the week, no? Para at least po malaman natin kung anong mga actions na dapat gawin. If the Supreme Court says, okay, wag niyo muna enforce yan, we will determine, magkaroon tayo ng oral arguments. Maganda po talaga magkaroon ng oral arguments doon para at least po din makinggan po natin kung ano ba tama ba o hindi ang ginagawa. Ay guidance ba? Kasi sino man ang mag-guide sa atin on how to enforce this one? I have my opinion as a lawyer because yes, of course, that's how I understand. And at the same time, I belong to the camp of Inday Sara. That's true. I will admit that. The other naman, they are justifying because they belong to the other camp na hindi rin magpalo. So, ano ba talaga? Sino ba ang opinion, no? So, it's the Supreme Court to finally say kung ano po yung tama. Ano po yung po dapat interpretation on how to enforce this kind of foreign order. Ito pong warrant of arrest ng ICC, Sir Jade.